Silas, weathered face like driftwood, squinted at the churning sea. 50 years he'd lived in the shadow of the lighthouse, its beam his only companion. Each day mirrored the last, polished the lens, trimmed the wick, the rhythmic crash of waves, his constant chorus. But today, the sea held a different tune, a low growl that resonated in Silas's bones. His daughter Lily was due back, her fishing boat a fragile leaf on the vast ocean. Silas had raised Lily beneath the lighthouse's watchful eye. He'd taught her the language of the sea, its whispers and roars. She was as much a part of him as the salt in his beard, the lighthouse their only constant in a world of shifting tides. But the sea was a fickle mistress, and tonight her mood was turning. The wind picked up, whipping his oilskins around his legs. He retreated inside, the stone walls vibrating with the growing storm's fury. His gaze fell on Lily's worn boots by the door, a reminder of the life that existed beyond the lighthouse's stark walls. He lit the lamp, its warm glow a beacon against the encroaching darkness, a symbol of hope that he desperately clung to. He tried to ignore the gnawing fear in his gut, the way the storm seemed to mirror his own churning emotions. Silas had faced countless storms in his lifetime, but this one felt different. This one carried the weight of his daughter's life. The storm hit with the force of a cannon blast. Waves, taller than the lighthouse itself, crashed against the rocks, sending spray high into the air. The wind howled like a banshee, its icy breath penetrating even the thick stone walls. Silas battled his way up the winding stairs, each step a struggle against the building's tremors. The lantern room swayed precariously, the roar of the storm deafening. Silas fought to keep the flame alive, his weathered hands shielding the delicate wick from the wind's fury. Each flicker of light was a prayer, a desperate plea sent out into the raging tempest. He thought of Lily, her laughter echoing in his ears, her bright eyes mirroring the sea's own unpredictable nature. He imagined her out there, battling the waves, her small boat tossed about like a toy. The thought sent a spike of fear through him, cold and sharp. He clung to the railing, his knuckles bone-white. He was a lighthouse keeper, his duty to the light, to guide others to safety. But in that moment, all he could think about was his daughter, his own flesh and blood, lost in the storm's fury. His light couldn't save her, couldn't calm the waves or ease the wind's rage. All through the night, the storm raged. Silas didn't sleep. He couldn't. He tended the light, his movements mechanical, his mind a whirlwind of fear and hope. Each crashing wave sounded like a death knell, each gust of wind a whispered threat. He was adrift in a sea of his own terror, the lighthouse his only anchor. Dawn broke, pale and watery, over a scene of devastation. The storm had retreated, leaving behind a trail of debris and destruction. The sea, though calmer now, still churned with an unsettling energy. Silas made his way down the stairs, each step heavy with dread. He stepped outside, the salt-laden air stinging his lungs. The wreckage of a small boat lay shattered against the rocks, Lily's brightly coloured scarf tangled amongst the splintered wood. Silas stared at it, his blood turning to ice in his veins. The sea had claimed his daughter, swallowed her whole in its depths. The days that followed were a blur. Silas moved through them like a ghost, the weight of his grief crushing him. The lighthouse, once his solace, now stood as a constant reminder of his loss. Its light, once a symbol of hope, now mocked him with its unwavering beam. He continued to tend the light, his duty a mechanical routine that offered no comfort. The sea had taken everything from him, but it couldn't have his purpose. He would continue to light the way for others, even as his own world remained shrouded in darkness. Years passed, each one etching lines of sorrow deeper into Silas's face. He became a recluse, his only solace the rhythmic crashing of the waves, the mournful cry of the gulls. He lived with his memories, the echo of Lily's laughter, a bittersweet ache in his heart. The sea had given and the sea had taken away. It was a harsh truth, one that Silas carried with him, a constant companion to his loneliness. And still he tended the light, its beam cutting through the darkness, a beacon of hope in a world where it often seemed in short supply. For Silas, it was all that remained, a testament to a love lost but never forgotten.